Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is the topic of the problem with underground music. So for this video, I'm going to discuss the problem with the underground music scene, whether it relates to rap, rock, electronic, whatever, for that matter, okay, in a simple and straightforward way so anyone can understand it. So now I mention that, let's get started. So when it comes to the topic of the problem with underground music, to be quite blunt and honest with you, is that it's just as bad as music, that is mainstream, okay? That is the honest truth of the matter when it comes to it, okay? So let me explain, okay? So when it comes to this whole argument, okay, that people have nowadays, does music suck nowadays, or could you find good music and just go digging and all that type of stuff, which you hear people say all the freaking time nowadays? It's ridiculous. This whole, to be more specific, that if you just dig enough, you can find good music. So music's not dead, it's just hidden, when it comes to good music. The problem with that argument is that when it comes to music, like anything in the world, there's something known as a formula, okay? There's something like that puts music together. Just like when you listen to music from the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, and so on, you can automatically tell, okay, this was made in this particular era, okay? Because there's a certain type of way they dress, there's a certain type of way their music sounds, there's a certain way they kind of say things for lyrics, whether it could be how they tell the story, even the slang terms they use, so on and so forth, okay? We might call that, of course, trends or something like that, but ultimately, at the end of the day, from a technical perspective, it's known as a formula, okay? And when it comes to underground music, regardless of genre, with a good example, of course, being rap, the formula is exactly the same as it is for mainstream. Like, you listen to these so-called underground rappers who say, yo, I'm not like the other rappers, which is pretty much just coming off the same way as, oh, I'm not like the other girls, type of vibe, if anything. When you listen to their music, it's not really any better than the mainstream stuff you see. Everything from the type of way they dress, like the hairstyles, the face tattoos that make them look like freaking, cavemen, for crying out loud. To be quite blunt honest with you, like those type of trends that are popular among rappers, those dreadlocks and those tattoos on their faces, like they literally look like those warriors that existed anywhere from hundreds of thousands of years ago, who were like Pacific Islanders and all that type of shit. Like they literally look like that. It's like warriors of the past / cavemen. Like that type of appearance, okay? As well as the way they dress, to most importantly of all shit, the music they make, it sounds exactly like the music that is mainstream, okay? And that's a problem with underground music. Everyone always hypes it up and says, oh, it's different, it's not what everyone wants it to be, but when you listen to it, it's just like the music that's mainstream. It's just like all of that type of music, okay? It's they talk about the same ignorant shit. Their topics are stupid, just like mainstream music. They mumble a lot too, and the beats are maybe not as repetitive, but they're pretty damn repetitive, just like mainstream rap, okay? And they use, more specifically of all, trap beats, which trap beats, in all honesty, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I know I see we all have different preferences, but trap beats are not very good beats to use. Boom bap, which was the most popular form of beats before trap beats, is way better, because the way trap beats work, which is very fundamental flaw with it, is the way the drum patterns work. The drum patterns, because they're so spread out, and they use like 16th notes, like 13-second notes, that type of stuff. In other words, they use a very fast sounding drum pattern. For those who are at the music degree, drum pattern is set up, it fundamentally encourages it to sound the same. Let alone what's popular, when it comes to sound and stuff. Everything about trap music is designed to make it sound the same, whether deliberately or otherwise. Okay, and that's all the truth here. So some of what my point is, the way they make their music for these underground musicians is exactly the same way the mainstream people make their music. Okay, their lyrics are terrible. They talk about dumb shit. Their lyrics are also stupid. They're not well written out, and the beats all sound the same, just like mainstream music. It's just that they claim to be underground and so on and so forth, but they're not really any better than the people they're criticizing at the top. And that's the honest truth about it. Okay, there might be some who are a bit different, but the fundamental formula that's popular nowadays when it comes to trends they use, that actually kills their ability to make good music. Okay, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say here. Like, for example, one of them could be just to give an easy example, even for the better musicians, could be the trends that they follow, when it comes to the topics that they talk about. And that's the honest truth here. So to sum things up in general, to put it bluntly, without a shadow of a doubt, they're not that much better. And it's not just for rap, it's for any underground genre. Okay, there's not going to be another, I hate rap sort of type of person. Okay, who says like, oh, I hate rap and blah 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 blah. Oasis, is like the greatest musical group ever. Slash the Beatles are truly amazing, and just come off as just another generic, boring, cliche music expert. There's a lot of them out there, in honesty. Like, I'm not coming off that type of way. I'm just speaking the honest truth here. The music is very, repetitive. To be honest with you, for all the other genres of music, and rap definitely, honestly, I have to admit, takes the cake for being one of the worst ones that are underground. And just in general, the music now is made that kind of fucking sucks anyway. And that's the honest truth here. So the problem with underground music is that it's not that much different than the mainstream music. The formula is fundamentally the same. It's exactly what you think it is, and that's the honest truth here, to be quite honest with you. Okay, so the lesson is, or more like the solution that there should be, is that we have to change the formula for our music. Okay, everything from the way it sounds, like the topics they talk about, to even the way the beats sound and blah 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 blah, all that type of stuff. We need to change the formula, because if the formula is not any different than it is now, it's gonna still suck. Because the way the music is made now, especially with, of course, Chief Keef being there, it did not make music any better. It just makes music just generally worse, and that's the honest truth here. So we have to, through my channel, hopefully create a trend where we can create our own music and stuff. Okay, and our own formula, so we can help make music better again. And that's the honest truth. Okay, but regardless of whether you agree with me on my solution, the truth of the matter is, to answer the question, which of course to me is like the video, underground music is not that much better. It's so overrated, and they're just as bad as the people that they complain about. It's just that they're not as well known. Okay, because of the fundamental formula they follow, and that's the honest truth. So anyway, this is my video. This is all I have to say, and simply put it, if you like this video, remember to thumbs video up and hit the subscribe button. And that is all I have to say, and simply put, I'm out. So bye.